Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today we're going to be doing our first savings challenge for June. I do 2 planned each month, plus this month we're going to have a bonus for my YouTube check, so get excited for that. For today, I have $200 here in my tray that I budget for these different saving challenges, so that's here. And then this is my rollover money from May. So I had $33 left over. These 3 are certain letters that I collect. So I'm going to set these into my tray. We're going to use those in a little bit. But this $30 is rollover, which brings me to my first challenge, which is my elephant piggy bank. So this is rollover spending money that if I have anything left over goes into Dolores, my elephant bank here. And this money I won't open or count or keep track of or anything like that until the end of the year. And then I will use this to shop for my birthday. My birthday's at the very end of the calendar year. So this is a good way for me to use my leftover spending so that I can treat myself later on. So that is Dolores all stuff for June. I'm going to set her off to the side here. And then we can dive into our other challenges. So the first one, I need my 2 dice. We're going to do the 100 envelope box. And I randomized mine, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 envelopes today. And I'm doing this really pretty blue color. So what I do is roll the dice and then multiply the dice by $5, and that tells me how much to put into each envelope. I also don't keep track of this. It's just random and a surprise at the end of the year. All right, so I got a 6. So 6 times 5 is 30. So I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to get back into my rhythm. 2 times 5 is 10. And yeah, just kind of enjoying the summertime. The kids are all out of school now, so we're seeing a lot more activity in my small town. It's definitely a kind of tourist summer destination. A lot of cabins and resorts on the lake that I live on. So town has been super busy, especially on the weekends. All right, 1 times 5 is 5. So that just means I have to do my errands Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of be done by Thursday, because that seems to be when a lot of people come up for a long weekend. And then 3 times 5 is 15. And this will be the last envelope for today. So we'll stick these back in here. Like I said, I don't keep track of this. We will unstuff this at the end of the year, and this will go towards self-care appointments like nails, hair, massages, whatever next year. So that's that. And let's move into my self-care binder. So this was stuffed from the money from the 100 envelope box last year. And I have a hair appointment this week, so I will be pulling from here. I get my hair done twice a year, so this is kind of my first appointment of the year, and then I'll do another one November, December. But I have this one here that's kind of like a top-up. So I use this rock, paper, scissors dice and see how much we're going to put in. So today we got scissors, which is 15. So we'll do a 10 and a 5. And I needed a 1. So there was a lonely 1 in here that I pulled from. Okay, so now we've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30, 40, 45, 150 in here. It's a really good amount. So I'm just going to keep letting this build up until I run out of money in some of these, and then I will start to funnel it back into those envelopes. So that's it for there today. And then this is where all my other savings challenges live. So first one is quarterly game. This quarter I'm playing Savopoly. So let me move this to the side and get set up here. So it looks like we left off on this 3. And I'm going to get my calculator out here on my phone to keep track of the total. So I'm going to roll a dice. We'll move 4 times today and see what we get. So 3, 1, 2, 3. So $3, 2, $4, 1, $7, and then 1 more, $4. Oops. Okay, so that totals 18. I round up for this one, so we're going to put 20 into this envelope, and I don't count this one. We actually have 1 more go later in June, and then we will count it up and reallocate it and go from there. So $20 going in today. I'm not going to count it up. All right, next is City Adventures. So in here, we're using these Clue scratch-off cards. And we know that Miss Scarlet committed her crime in the billiard room. So I'm just going to scratch this last one off here, which is going to say no. And that'll be worth $5 today. And then next time we will start trying to figure out what weapon she used. I really like this set. This is from Purple Glimmer Budgets on Etsy. So creative. And I think she does different cards, like just because mine is Miss Scarlet, if you were to order it, doesn't mean that yours would be Miss Scarlet, you know? Okay, so let's add this in here. So City now has 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 2, 5, 10, 11, 12. I do need to go back to the City this month at the end of the month. So I'll probably pull a little bit from here for that. Okay, moving on to upcoming trips. Like I said, we have been traveling a lot in May, as I'm sure a lot of you know. So I don't have any trips planned right now, which is fine because we've been traveling a lot. So let's just see what's on there this next one. Okay, 26. So I'm going to round up and do 30. So 20, 30. And this is also where my C dollar is going to go, to see the world. So we're actually going to add in 31 here. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 21, 22, $122 in upcoming trips. I think the next trip we'll take probably won't be until the fall. We tend to go somewhere for Thanksgiving. We started to talk about it, but we haven't picked a place yet. But summer is really nice where we live, so we'll probably stay here most of the time. All right, home projects. I don't have any H dollars. Haven't seen one for a while, but I will add in $10 today. So let's mark another 10 off of here. Let's do this 7 and 3. Okay. So now on home projects. Oh, come on. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 105, 6, 107. So that's awesome. My goal is 500. This is just for some like cosmetic little projects I want to do. So there's not that big of a rush for it. Okay, that brings me to the $5 challenge. And let me get my stickers out. So at this point, I take whatever 5s I have left in my tray. Today I've got 2 of them, and they come into this challenge. And my goal is to save 100, and then I will do a roll with it style reallocation. So we're going to add these 2 5s in, and we're going to add 2 stickers on here. I've been working on these Snoopy stickers. They're really cute. So I don't have any specific for the month of June, so I'm just going to grab 2 random ones here. Snoopy. And maybe I'll do one off of here. I think I'll do this one with Woodstock in his like tree. There we go. Okay, so now I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So I'm halfway there for this $5 challenge. I've done this a few different times, so just kind of a fun way to put some money aside for a roll with it. All right, holidays is next. So I've got 4th of July, that's fully funded. Labor Day weekend is the one I'm working on. So I'm going to add $30 into Labor Day weekend, which should bring me to 80. Got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. So I need to color in 3 more apples. Okay, there's that. And then these are all holidays I'll get to, but I like to do them in order, you know. And then we've got friend's wedding. That's where these last $2 go. So my best friend's engaged. They're getting married August of 26, so almost a year from now. So I've got 2 more B dollars to add in. which means that I only have one to go for this bundle of 20. And this is just kind of a fun way to feed into my ultimate goal by collecting these ones. So there's that. And then I wanted to just talk through this. We'll start this, well, it started, but we won't really do anything with it until July. So I want to put some money aside for shopping in November for like this Sephora VIB sale, for Black Friday, for whatever other sales go on. So I decided and came up with this little, I don't know, game. So I'm going to allow myself to earn up to $200 per month. And these are the different ways that I can earn that money. So I've got different dollar amounts and different activities. And all of these are pretty low spend, no spend activities that I'm encouraging myself to do to earn money to spend and shop later on. So I'm keeping track of this in my planner, and I think what I'll do is I'll keep this digital, so we'll use prop money, but I will stuff this at the beginning of July for June, if that makes sense. So anyway, up to $200 a month. If I go over that, that's good for me, but I can't earn more than that. So for $10, I can attend a community event, or I can do a deep cleaning project like shampoo the carpets, or, deep clean all of the windows inside and out, like bigger projects. For $5, I can go for a walk, have a friend date, or spend more than 2 hours outside. So I do walk about 5 days a week. So that's great. That's already $25 a week there. And then worth $2 each, reading a chapter out of my book, emptying a beauty product, no eating out, that includes coffee, and then also stretching, doing like a stretching routine, and then worth $1 each is decluttering anything. I wanted emptying to be a little bit more than decluttering, but still counts if I can declutter stuff in my house. So anyway, I'm going to be keeping track of this. What we'll do is at the beginning of July, I'll mark in how much I earned in June, and we'll stuff it in here with prop money, and I'll just keep it in my bank account for end of the year shopping. Okay, so that's that. And then the last thing here is I've got $20 left, which is going to go into my Iris Budget 500 arrow binder. This is how I'm saving for my friend's wedding. So I would like to complete this probably 4 times. I've completed it once, and we're working on it the second time. So I've got 20. So I'm going to add that in here, cross that off, and then we'll flip through and stuff that envelope. So this is where those K and B dollars feed into as well, like I was saying. So next time, as long as I can get one more K or B, I should be able to add those in too. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, tuning in. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon in the next cash stuffing. Bye.